I think this is a cool thing to kind of do regularly with you guys in pro. It's a bit more tactical, a bit more strategic. It's almost like an upgraded version of like the mission piece, where we get a bit more like measurement focused in terms of like what is the plan for the next 3 months. Because all of the stuff we just spoke about off over there, it's a lot of stuff, but it's just getting it crystallized, and it's like, what do I need to actually focus on now, rather than 100 different strategies, right? Like, because it can get that way. What are the parts of the business that you actually don't enjoy or don't particularly want to do? There's no point in us talking about offers and objectives and tactics and strategies if you actually don't enjoy them. So like, I remember over there a while ago, you were just saying, oh yeah, like, just what is it that I just don't want to do anymore? Like, do I want to go to barber shows? Do I want to do in-person education? Maybe I don't want to do 40 hours a week in the barbershop. And then off the back of that, we'll talk about what is it that you actually do want to do.
Yeah.
And we build it from there, rather than like, what's your offer? What's the price? What's the thing? What's the platform? Where are you building your community? Like, none of that stuff matters if it's not plugged into what you actually want to do. And if we're not swerving and avoiding what you don't want to do, I guess that's a good place to start. Like, what are the things that you don't want
In a week or a month's time.
Just in like general, week to week, month to month? What don't you like about what you currently have, or what don't you want?
Well, it's just like figuring out where I want to go, and like what I was saying earlier to you, it's the more I'm figuring out that the cutting hair isn't going to do it, the more I kind of want to step back from it, in a sense, you know, freeing up a bit of time to focus on the stuff that's actually going to get it further and in a different direction. So definitely needs to start off with buying a bit of time back and not cutting as many heads, even if it does come at a short-term cost, which is maybe not making as much money for a while, if that means getting to a bigger picture after a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, that could look very different after this weekend. You know, it could happen quickly.
So what, like, how many hours a week right now are you putting down roughly in shop?
34?
34? Okay. Still decent. Like,
Grand.
decent, yeah.
No, it isn't. Like, that's... I've worked it to a sense that I don't feel like I'm burnt out, or that I hate what I'm doing in the slightest, because I still do enjoy it. That's like, I definitely do. But I know that it's not the thing that's going to get me to something that's even greater, so I don't want to put as much focus on it, because I see it going in a different direction now. You know?
Yeah. It's not because you don't enjoy it.
Nah.
It's just because there's optionality there, and why not,
Exactly.
you know? Yeah. That's a nice, really nice place to be.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
essentially, if you could cut that by maybe, say an hour day's worth of hours, that would be a good place to start. If I had 3 free days a week and maybe 4 days behind the chair, that would definitely give me a lot more space to actually think about, you know, the next thing.
Yeah, and it's like,
there.
it's not cutting as much hair for clients, you know, because you could still spend one of those days making videos or whatever it is, right? Like, if that's the direction that you're thinking.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Is there anything else that you don't particularly like or don't want? Because there's lots of different things we could do, and then they could lead to, if there's anything in your life that you just think, fuck, I just do not want that to happen, what would that be?
That I wouldn't want to happen.
Yeah.
To maybe being burnt out in a sense of a different form of work then. You know,
Not repeating the same thing.
So like not going on to something else and then just, right, here's the new thing, and it's even more hours a week, maybe getting them more money in the long term, but that sense of being burnt out again, I wouldn't want that. I want something that's, you know, going to create even more freedom, if possible, in the long term.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to sacrifice something at the start to get the ball rolling and to get things going. But I wouldn't want to be burnt out from something new.
Yeah, cool. So not being burnt out from the new thing. Cool. Well, let's talk about then what you do want. Sometimes it's just a case of turning this inside out. You know, if instead of 34 hours, how many hours would that be if you did take one day back? Say 24.
24, 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 24 hours, that's just like from hair. What does that look like in terms of actual stats? 3 days of clients. And zoom out with this one too, like big picture with like what you do want, you know? Like for a reference, we'll look at Damos for a sec. He was like, what he doesn't want to do things that he doesn't enjoy. He doesn't want to trade time for money, like doing 10+ hour days. He doesn't want to be location trapped or have worries about money. Work with nightmare clients. And what he did want was to be like rich, you know, really fucking rich. That's what we were kind of laughing. We had a bit of a joke about that.
Yeah.
Which is not really a joke. It can happen, right? I'm joking. And it's like to be able to do meaningful work and then have like 10 to 15K per month, and to just live and be wherever that he wants, right? So, based on the back of that, like, what do you feel we could add for you here?
I want to lean into something that's going to give me more skills to become a better person. And essentially, that's what I want, because I feel like
It's nice.
even doing this kind of stuff, like, you know, chatting in front of cameras and kind of getting out of your comfort zone, like a year or two ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So these kind of things is just developing me into a different person, and I want to do more of that. And I want to be able to like help other people do that as well too, because I feel like there's so much value to come from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so that would be one thing. Obviously, the money is something that we all want as well too, but I think that should be a byproduct of doing something that we actually enjoy and, you know, can see a future from. But money would be, I've always said this, I want something that can help everybody around me, not just me. I want, like, Caitlin to be happy, and just everybody in my circle.
Let's think about like how much, because it would be cool to put like a bit of a figure on it, right? Because one thing I was speaking to Damo about was the first step for us was replacing the money we were making from hair. Like, that was one of the bigger things. It's like, what did we need to do to replace the money that we were making from barbering? So like per month right now, just roughly off the top of your head, what are you doing roughly per month?
Per month, about 12K.
Okay, 12K. So say you got somewhere between 12 to 15K per month with something outside of that as well. That would be pretty cool. Like, if we could build, like the first kind of milestone, I think, for you guys in pro is like, let's get you to 10K a month outside of like cutting hair. Because if you can do that, you're fairly well set up to like get yourself to the next stage, you know? Because the first thing is like not about adding more, it's removing some of the stuff that you have, increasing some other skills, and getting you to like a place where this new thing that I'm doing is now starting to make me money. And it's a process. Like, it's like you're cutting hair now and you're making no money from the other thing, and then you start to make a little bit of money from the other thing, and that you can keep that. And like, this is what people do in education in general. They'll do them little stints periodically, like throughout the year, and they'll just take a little bit of cream off the top, and like they'll buy themselves some nice stuff. And then I'm an educator, you know, and it's like whatever, right? But like, really, if you are making your money here, your 12K a month, and then you start to make 1K a month, you can actually start to make like 11K from the shop. So you're keeping it at 12, but then the kind of the two sides of it start to like come to a middle point.
Yeah.
And then one, like the education or whatever it is you go down with online space, it can just go much further than that. So I think, yeah, it is useful definitely to think about, and this could be just a brainstorm that we have over the course of the weekend, but to think about a figure, let's just say 10 for now. It's a nice figure, right? Like, how can you get to 10K a month in the next kind of 6 to 9 months?
Yeah.
Like with different offers online. Because if you, like we were talking about at the table over there, it's like if you don't want to do it in person, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to anymore. It's not, like, we need to also remember that, like, our past was our past, you know? And, like, now it's a different past. Like, I think that was a bit of a light bulb for me last week when we had that, when Lee was saying that, like, are you married to the idea of in person? And I get it from a standpoint of, like, social proof, because a lot of people will see that as useful, but I don't think it's necessary. I really don't anymore.
Not at the cost of you procrastinating on the digital space, because the future is digital. I don't think so. I don't think you have to do in person before you do digital. I think they can just coexist. And right now you can even hit digital before you do in person. Okay, it might be slower until the authority builds from the in person, maybe, or it just completely goes in a way you never ever thought it would go, and the digital just takes off and you don't never have to do it in person. You know, because I know we bring them up all the time, but who's doing it? HH is doing it. Never seen him doing in-person class. You know, it's like, and what gives him the right over you to get that? Is he better than you at cutting hair? Fuck no. So it's like, it's just a young kid who picked up a pair of clippers in lockdown. You know, so that's the thing.
What you're good at, you know, and what you
Yeah.
enjoy. Like,
So
what is it that I enjoy and what I'm good at? And
yeah. So the figure here is like, if you did 12K over 12 months, you know, and that's very consistent. You'd about 144K a year. So you'd be making 6 figures a year at the minute, yeah?
yeah,
Cool. So what would a figure be on that, you reckon? Put 100K a year extra on top? Say you were operating, what do you reckon you're operating on at the minute? Like between 120 and 140 a year?
12, I think.
Okay, nice. So say you went to 212, you know, you put 100 grand on a year. You know, that's not even 10K a month extra, you know? So you only need to put 100K on. So it's about, I don't know, 8.5 or something. You only need to make 8.5K extra right now a month, which is what, 2K a week, to put 100 grand on top.
it's possible.
In the digital world, it's very possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just trying. And this is where the patience piece comes in, because it's doing it in a way where you don't compromise,
Yes.
like, your values, right, and the purpose. And when Damo and I sat down with this, we were thinking about putting purpose and values at the start, right, at this piece. But then to go even simpler than that, it was like, what don't you want to do? Like, what do you want to do? And let's just not veer too far off of that path. Like, there might be days where, like today, right, it's 9:20 p.m. We like going to bed early, but there's days where it's just like, you know what? This is a good opportunity for us to do this. Like, we don't get to catch up with our clients often in person. Let's fucking just do it. Like, it's fine. You know, we can do it if we need to do it. But if that was every day and it was every week,
Be bored out.
yeah, it wouldn't be a good thing, you know? So there's times to push and there's times to, like, bring it back. But I think as we continue, the journey will get easier and easier. And, like, what stands out for me is when you said not burning out from the new thing, that speaks to the model, like, that you choose. Because it's very easy to get, like, to lock yourself up in the golden handcuffs. Like, just because you're making an extra 100K doesn't mean that life will be great, like, either. If all of your time is still traded for the thing. The real leverage is in, how can I make the extra 100K and not really do much different to what I'm doing now? If actually doing less. So, like I was saying to you earlier about what we did last month, and that's what we used to nearly make per year working as an employee in the barbershop, but without any of the hours working in the barbershop, like the physical work. Like,
Yeah.
so that's, to me, leverage is like, how can you not do any more, if not do less, and, like, earn more, bring more value, have more fulfillment for yourself. That's the game to play. And sometimes that's a patience game. It will keep revealing itself rather than, and we'll try some stuff, like, we'll test some things. I think what's cool to walk away with from a session like this with is kind of just a bit of a clearer idea as to, like, this is what I'm focusing on and this is what I'm not focusing on.
Yeah.
I'm happy to just park this for now whilst I just focus on this stuff, you know? And then it's also being okay with, like, there's going to be a season of no at some point, and it's being okay with the season of no. Like, for Damo, right, it's like, if you look at this here, we got to a stage where we looked at some of the obstacles, and we'll get to that in a sec, but we looked at some of the obstacles, and for him and his business, it was like time of delivery and him having like actually too many clients to fulfill. It's the same thing with cutting hair. If you have too many clients to fulfill, like 34 hours worth of clients is too many clients to fulfill whilst you're trying to also build the other thing. It's not if you don't have something else, but when you have something else, it's a lot. What we kind of did there was we looked at this. We said, all right, what don't you enjoy? What do you enjoy? We looked at per month, what did he want to make? What that kind of equated to per year at 50% profit. We kind of just went off of a random number, but let's just say it was 50% profit, because it could be in that type of business. It's fairly lean. Like the profit margin will be much higher than the barbershop. But then we looked at like, what are the offers, right? So let's brainstorm some things that you could offer to help you kind of achieve this type of life. Immediately, we're just going to have to start exploring the online space. Like, what are you good at essentially, and like what could you offer? Content creation is a big part of it.
Yeah.
I think personal brand will be a big part of it. So what do you think when you think of like the offers, Finty?
Like straight off the bat, I would probably think that I would enjoy trying to make some kind of educational like and hair tutorials to start off with, but obviously eventually I would rather lean into this kind of stuff, more content creation and the art of videography.
Yeah.
Trying to make content that's actually really pleasing online.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I enjoy doing, and I'm trying to learn more about myself too, so I think that would be quite cool.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the hair tutorials give you the outlet. That's kind of your proof to show people how good your content can be. Because sometimes if you take the hair tutorials away, what would you make content on? Like, what would you show people how to make,
Exactly.
So they kind of goes hand in hand, especially when you're like still interested in it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it shows them the result of what they're going to get
Yeah.
as well, right? It's like, this is what I can do with my content. Because if you're showing them how to do a similar thing, right? Like it's...
and then they're like, wow, you do the long, not only do you teach, it's double whammy, because like you teach them how to cut hair, but you also be like, I'll show you how to make it as well. I'll show you how to make the content too. So, yeah,
that would be cool.
that's very multi-purpose. Like,
I think like leaning fully into the online space is cool too. The one-on-ones could be cool as an experiment, purely for the fact of like getting some experience, just trying it out a bit, and then they can be quite, like, you can make good money with them too. Like say you were doing a couple a month, there's an extra couple of grand, and then you get content off the back of them. They're just content heavy days where you just film yourself being that authority. It's like an authority building content piece.
I wouldn't shut down the idea of doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I'd still be open to do something like that too. Because I think, like what you said there, you could get a lot of good content out of that, which could, just get the ball rolling.
it's authority, yeah.
As well too.
Yeah. And that's how we're treating this weekend for us. It's a hell of a content exercise,
Yeah, cool. So the offers could be, I reckon lean all the way into the online space, kind of like 80-20, 80% on the online, keep going with the personal brand, even helping other people then do the same. Just keep sharing what you're doing, and you'll naturally kind of find the pocket which you kind of sit in, which feels good for you.
But also, like I said, use this weekend for this. You reveal a lot in the conversations you have this weekend. Really just use your curiosity on people. People are like, Finty, blah, blah, blah. Just, so what are you struggling with? What do you need help with? What's going on in your world? Like, and then they'll tell you what they need help with, and that will help you to think, all right, well, what do I like? What am I good at? And you'll be like, yeah, cool. And it will start to reveal to you offers that you can kind of slot into your world, And then if something jumps out, I would just be saying yes to everybody. Get their details, get them on the email list, start to line up calls with everyone. Be like, hey, I can help you. Because it doesn't need to be perfect or even built yet. That's the cool thing. We just need to validate the offer. Once you validate the offer, that's it.
I think what's cool now is to start studying other people who do it not even just in hair. You know, there's a lot of people in the online space now that are just like, they've monetized their personal brand based on like what they're good at doing. You know, they just make content and put fucking color grade over the top of content, and now they have courses where they sell hundreds of people into their course just to put a filter over their content, you know?
Yes.
This is how I color grade my stuff, and there you go. There's the difference between needing to cut hair and wanting to, right? Like, they don't need to anymore. If you choose to want to, then it's different. The whole thing will just work hand in hand. But I think like studying different people in the online space and starting to look at, like, I'm very curious about like people's model, like their business model. And it's like now, you know, it's very quick. I can very quickly understand if someone has actually thought about this or if they haven't, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, have you thought about like delivery of this? Can you fulfill? Like, cause if you can make big promises, you have to keep big promises, you know? Or, you know, make small promises, keep small promises. But I think what's really cool, like, to give you a bit of an insight into our model now, we're after creating a new program, essentially, which is like a lower tier version of UBM, with like way less access to us, but it has all of our hair stuff and some of the like fundamental bits of, it's kind of designed to like replace the 3-day course, the fundamental mindset pieces and some business pieces and like a Q&A call once a month. That's just designed for a different avatar, but it still comes with like access to us a little bit, like the once a month Q&A, instead of it like being more close coaching like we do with you guys. So it's like we have UBM Pro, and this will be before UBM. It's kind of, so it's like a pathway through. Whereas now for you, is all you need to focus on is like one thing.
Yeah. I think that's revealed another offer is like access to you. It's almost like consulting in a sense, you know, when people are asking you, because within all of these things, this is all good. These are all things you're putting out, but people within the price, they're buying access to you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's almost like consulting in a sense, you know. I bet you it's been a mad one. We tried it a couple of times and people bite. We'll just do one-off coaching calls for $500 every single time.
That's what I was about to say. Like, what
every single time people have bought them. Every time. And one of them, the one that I did with the Mr. Sleek, he did exactly what I told him. He also had a product brand and he was like, how do I get it out to the world? I was like, have you ever entered it into a competition? He got a beard oil, entered it in a competition, won it. And I was like, there you go, worked. And now all of a sudden hundreds of people, it's in the magazine, know about the brand. So I bet you if you put that out on your story this weekend as like a expo offer, I'm doing one-to-one, one-off consult, or someone would buy one for $300 or something, $500, you know?
Yeah. And it could be just idea, you know, keep thinking about all this as we go into tomorrow. So we're around for the next few days, just keep, like, I think you're the only one here, apart from Damo as well, it's in Pro. So like you guys can now like keep thinking about it and talking about it. Yeah. Just viewpoint the whole thing from a different lens. Like watch us and think about our model rather than like try and get behind the curtain of like, why are the lads doing it the way they're doing it, rather than like,
that's why I joined you boys.
These fuckers don't say.
For the hair. Great. These boys do.
They do it.
There's a lot of people who will join it for the hair stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But I think they actually miss the biggest opportunity, which is like, why are they doing it the way they're doing it like that? Like, in every coaching group I went into, I was like, why? Like, you observe.
That's the questions we asked. We got curious. Oh, why are they doing it like that? Oh, what's going on there? Same thing, you know, and it trickles down.
Really, like, don't rush any of it, because when you do it well, you only have to do it once, and then you're living a great life and you're making great money for a long time, rather than rushing at it, sprinting at it, and then having to go back and unwind it all and fucking build something else again, right? It's like this whole up and down thing, whereas you could just stay on that steady trajectory, like towards what it is that you want. And man, like I'm 31 now, you know, and like what we've done in the last 10 years, like by the time I'm 41, what the fuck kind of conversation are we going to be having then, you know? I was having that thought to myself the last few days, and it's like, I'd love to get this across to like people in our spaces, like it's the same for you guys. If you're making 12k a month now, what are you going to be doing in 5 years or even in 2 years? Like with the acceleration that you can get from being in environments like this, is like you can go faster.
Yeah.
But it's about like sitting for a minute and looking at like, because right now you'd have like 3 or 4, maybe 5 vehicles that you can choose. And it's like, do I get in this one? Do I get in this one?
You got the Lambo, the Ferrari, the Corvette, it's like just jumping in the right one, you know?
That's just picking your limit points. Like, you know, you just can't, like, there's a part of development that you can't miss either. I was chatting to my dad about it, and he's on about the limit points of a motorbike. Like, you can't go too fast into a corner or you won't turn, like, you won't be there for the next part of the road. Like, you know, you go over the fucking edge of a cliff or something.
Yeah.
Some stuff to think about there.
100%.
And study it a little bit, you know. Where all this stuff will plug the best into, ultimately, where the most leverage will come from always is personal brand. And leaning more into your story and what you've done, and like how even growing a following and what it's done for your career and the flexibility it's allowed you to have, and why you made the choice that you did to like, and you've been bringing it in your content already, which is fantastic. But I think even lean more into that, because business owners and barbershop owners are kind of like trying to quieten that noise. They don't want people to know about it. But at the same time, you're just sharing it from me. It's like, this is why I did it.
So how do you share that without trying to have everybody think, oh, look at me? It's like trying to come from a point of view where you want to actually help somebody out, not...
Do you know what? A really good, I can't remember who said it. It might have been on one of Taki's calls, but they were speaking about creating content. And when you're like scripting it, make sure that it doesn't leave out empathy, because that's all what you're speaking about there is empathy. Is helping people to feel like you're one of them and you understand them. It's like I was saying to you earlier, it's finding a loving way to get it across to people, you know, instead of trying to tell them that they're wrong or they're going towards pain or something like that. It's like, hey, I get it, I hear you, I see you, and I'm here to help you. Here's what I've done, here's how it can help, you know? Like that's a better way for it to come across. So yeah, that's a quick fire way for it to not come off cocky, is like just lean into the empathy step. So when you're scripting content and stuff like that, I make sure I do it with ChatGPT now. I'm like, make sure it's empathy driven.
Yeah.
And then you can't really go too wrong, because it comes across that, you know?
Yeah.
It's not so like, hey, you're wrong, you're doing this wrong. It's like, hey, I get it, like, and I feel it, and I was there once, and this is the thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's something that we're still working on as well.
It's hard, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, really hard, man. Yeah.
It is.
And because, like,
That's not the way you want to come across.
Darren does it to us as well. Like, Darren's Irish, one of our coaches, and I was saying from Cork, and he says we're terrible. We're not, like, UK and Ireland, we're not taught that it's a good thing to like tell our story and be louder about, you know, who we are, what we've done. But it's a skill, right? So we just got to develop it over time.
Yeah, it's where it's coming from, right? Like we've been saying that a lot. Like we haven't spoke about the results not only that we've got for clients, but for ourselves either, right? Because we're actually still very much so in the position of choosing the vehicle too. So as soon as we start screaming loud about that stuff, and the message is dialed in, it's only a matter of time before it goes off, right? But we've watched people before us do it and get so overwhelmed in delivery that they just stop doing it. People just drop off the edge of a cliff because they can't hold it, you know? So it's all about like just developing the skills, like you were saying earlier, holding those skills. You build something that's just so you that like you don't have to change it again in the future. That it's just, this is me, this is what it's about. It's what I'm about, and you're allowed to change it as you go. You can keep iterating it and changing it, but you just keep showing up and being real, you know, and not falling into like too much of like the sales tactics or, you know, going into that world, because it can go that way. It's a fine line to walk.
People probably chase that too, do they? If they don't see their way of working, like going really salesy.
Yeah. Like how, you know, it doesn't really work. It might be
It's
long term.
Yeah, but
If you do it at mass, eventually you'll get some people that will say yes, but are they really the types of people that you want? And then what happens when you've asked everyone or you've burned through like most of your audience? Then what? Like, you know, it's the trust of the audience is one of the biggest things, and then time will do its thing, you know. But yeah, I mean, look, the next piece is kind of objectives, but the objectives are kind of mentioned in like what it is that you do want, right? Like you want to make enough money so that you can live a great life. I'm guessing it's something along the lines of, based on what we've spoken about, building a lifestyle business. It's a fucking cool place to live, man, when you don't have to do things like when people are just like, I don't know, I've always felt like a pressure that I had to do things, you know, I had to be in the panel or I had to talk and to be seen, and like, it's like, nah, you don't need to do that anymore. So, you know, for Demos, again, let's use that as reference because it's a good reference point. The objectives for him are deliver content for people that makes them money, you know, gets them customers, generates them leads. And to do that, I was saying he needs to like kind of build authority, personal brand, and then have a content ecosystem. So it's a very similar thing here. It's like, what's the objective of what it is that you actually want to do with these offers? When you do the hair tutorials, the content creation, the one-on-ones, the consulting, like what is the objective of that? Like what do you want to help people with?
To help people understand the skills a lot better, to be able to put it to the test, and to be able to attract new clients through social media and stuff like that, to even just to optimize their own profile and to make the most out of it. I think that's like one of the most basic things that people don't do.
Yeah.
You know, their whole profile is just all over the place. It's not easy for people to book, so you know, it could start as something as small as that.
If you think about the benefits of what you could help people with, out of 3 categories, would it fall into money, health, or relationships?
It would probably be money to start off on.
Amazing. So from there, reverse engineer from there, what are all the things that you're killer at that you've done, which would help a barber, say you 2 years ago, sharpen their shit and make money? The stuff that you do and you know now. So yeah, understand the skills, attract clients, great content's one of them. Optimize that thing.
Works.
Yeah.
You know, you can actually bring people on through the door.
Yeah.
It's the main thing in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something that we've been speaking about recently, even on the pro calls, is like, it's not what you do, it's like the results of what you do that people actually care about, and what the result that they'll get themselves. So like what my mind goes to, and where most people should, in my opinion, really think about the objective of what their business does, it's to make people money, help people make money so that they can live a better life. Like that's kind of it. Like, you know, even with Damo's business, it's like, you're not making content for people. Like they want the result of what the content does.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it makes them money,
Yeah.
so that they can live a better life. And then you do that by showing them that you're living a better life as a result of
Of the things that you can help them with.
by doing content, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's just getting used to then speaking about that.
Mm.
And that's where the empathy piece comes in, because it's like, hey, like, I realized that I got good at this thing, and then I started making more money from it. And with that money, now I'm able to live a better life, and I'm able to do what I'm doing today. Yeah, help with this.
Yeah. Because it doesn't stop at the following, right? It's like, yeah, I can help you make content to get a following, but it's not the following. It's what it does. It's what it does for you. And that, once you start to show people that, like, oh, I get it. I want some of that. It's like inspirational, aspirational, motivational, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like looking at your lifestyle, right? That would be a big piece in your content then, in your personal brand. It's like the lifestyle aspect of it, whereby you show them that you have that time and that you are living a better life based on the decisions that you've made. And you've been doing it really well, you know? Like the day in the life kind of videos, like this is what I kind of get up to on a general day, and why it's a worthy journey for somebody to embark on.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's just about trying to get that point across.
Sure.
Because you can do all these. I imagine they had great understanding of hair, right? Could attract clients, make content that works, but then they didn't make more money and they weren't living a better life. Then it kind of
What's the point? Might as well just carry what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
And then that falls into the category of health, wealth, relationships. So, cool. Let's just keep that there then. Obstacles. What kind of obstacles do you think you have at the moment, Shinty? Like, what's getting in the way for you right now?
Probably still a bit of knowledge of like how to do some of these things. You know, the different platforms to be using, and it's probably wouldn't be hard to learn, but something that I need to actually learn a bit more about or focus a bit more time on. Then probably the time as well too, at the minute, because I'm maybe spending a bit too much time at work.
I think you said a great word earlier, skills. Like certain skills, like the knowledge then lends itself to skills, doesn't it?
Yes.
Like everything. Thor and I were talking about this on the plane. Like everything's essentially a skills issue in this world. You know, we gain the knowledge to then gain the skills, and the skills is what we stack to do all this stuff. So.
Yeah. Probably a lot of like self-doubt as well too. You kind of hold me back now. Like even today when I was in the airport, I was like, right, I'm gonna make my 3rd YouTube video today. It's like I'll go into the airport and I'll talk in front of the camera and stuff like that. And then when I got on there, I was like, fuck, no, not doing that.
Oh, really?
So I didn't do it. But then when I came here and there wasn't as many people and stuff, I was comfortable in doing it. So that would be another obstacle for me, is like, that's still the fear of being judged. So I still have that, even though I say that I don't care if people think. Is that really true? But it's something that I'm working on, and I know that I can.
Yeah.
Starts with the awareness, you know. And there's times where we just don't do it either. You know, there's times where I just don't feel like doing it, or I live too in the moment, and then we miss moments, and that's when we now have all of the cameras and.
No excuses.
No, we invest heavily just to make sure that it happens, you know. Because if we captured, like I'm very happy with how everything has gone so far. Extremely grateful, happy, because we've invested in the skills and the knowledge, so that the day that the virality does happen, we can hold it. But we'd already be in a different position if we'd filmed everything and put everything out from the beginning. We'd be in a much different position, but we might be different people as a result of it, right? So it's like, again, what game are we playing? You know, it's what game are we playing? And the awareness is the first piece, you know, and then it's connecting it to an outcome too.
Yeah.
It's like, it's always keeping the outcome in mind, like connecting it to the outcome rather than thinking about, oh yeah, I do it, but like, I just want, but then it's like, but I want the 12k months, or I want the 20k months, so that, you know, Caitlin and my family can live a great life. So fuck this, I'm just taking the camera out, you know, because that's just business, right? Like,
and when it's tied all the way back to like slide 1, the impact that it's going to bring, that quietens all the noise.
Yeah.
Like today, if you just had that little trigger in your mind, it'd be like, all right, who's this going to help? If I film this thing, this could potentially help thousands of people. And the moment like that, because that's what I had to do for a long time, is keep telling myself that who's it going to save if I don't do it? Just me. But who's it going to help if I do it? Potentially thousands of people. And in the moment I get that, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about these people.
Yeah.
Look at the slobs. They're all sitting around eating McDonald's, eating fucking Krispy Kremes, doing whatever they want, getting off flights, complaining about it. It's like, whereas here I am, and that noise just out comes the camera. I'm like, fuck it, like people need help, you know. So, and that's why I love these types of businesses, because it's not that deeply anchored when you're cutting hair, but when you do shit like this and you're making real change in the world, you're solving real world problems. That noise goes really quiet. Yeah, because when you realize you're that guy, you're like, that's leadership. You know, leaders lead regardless. And it's like, all right, here's my chance to show up, help some people, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Once you flip the lens, it's having little cues in your mind like that. Because when we don't want to do it, when we get, you know, a little nervous, that's self-preservation on us, but we're just one person. And if you think of the ripple effect of your work, you could change thousands of people's lives. It's like, oh yeah, of course, easy. Yeah, get the camera out, no problem.
It's just
cool.
Think about it in a different way.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean there'll never be times where you just don't want to do it. Like this, like we were saying, there's times where we're like, nah, you know what? Nah, well, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but it's just keeping track of those times and when it's useful and when it's not, you know. Because again, there's times where you probably don't want to go for a run either, but you know it's good for you, like, or you don't want to go to the gym, but you know it's good for you, or you want to just eat that shit food, but you know it's not good for you, but you do it anyway. And then it's just doing your best, and then continue.
Cool, yeah.
Go again. Next time it comes up, you say, you know what, fuck it, I'll just do it now.
Yeah.
And then you realize actually nobody cares, no one's looking, no one actually cares, because you never see them again.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if you they'll be in your chair,
Yeah.
you know, or they'll follow, like Lee was talking to the camera today in front of like people, and someone asked like, "Oh, so what do you guys do?" And then someone subscribed to the fucking channel off the back of it, you know.
Alhamdulillah.
It happened 3 times today, didn't it, Thor? Like, just having the camera at 3, it happened 3 different times.
That'll come with time.
It will come with time, yeah.
I know it all.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes it is literally being like, fuck it, let's do it. You know, just trying to put that head on and be like, what's the worst that can happen, you know? Just have a crack, you know?
So then we're going to look at the opportunity, which is essentially in like your audience, because you need to do business. You need other people. So you have 17k on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's is one of your main channels, IG and TikTok, right?
Yeah.
You still posting on TikTok regularly?
Not as much as I should. Mostly Instagram, but
Is it 44k TikTok?
46, I think now.
Fucking hell. Look at that. 63k, and then you just started like the YouTube as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's, do you know what that's at yet?
It's like 25 or something.
Okay. Yeah, great. 25, not a K, but 25.
Yeah. Not there.
The thing with YouTube though is they could be hot leads.
Yeah,
Could be more influential than the 2 other ones put together.
well, the cool thing about these is these 2 are more like ads, you know, and then this is like the TV show, you know, and the ads only play for a couple of bits throughout the show, but like this is the reason why people will come back and like love the show, like, and getting these 25 people, let's just say they are 25 warm people. Imagine those people all want to, you know, pay you $1,000 per year per person. That's an extra 25k that you didn't have before. Now, the next challenge really is how do we get as many of these people from the audience into like a product of yours? And the products, like, and this is, I saw Matt Gray talk about this, and he was saying that like it's actually an email list. Like, how can you own the audience? How do you go from how do you go from borrowed, because this is all borrowed audience. Like, we don't own this. It's not an asset of ours. And owned audience is like an email list. So IG could shut down in the morning, TikTok could, or it could just disappear. It might not be the fun or cool thing anymore. Like TikTok just popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, so did Instagram. Bebo used to be the thing, you know, and now it's gone.
Think about that was the big one.
Yeah, now it's gone.
They're like, it's just gone. So it'd be the exact same for these ones. Like,
yeah, so the next thing really is how do we take the audience and turn the audience into like a product? And the product is, how do you gather people's email addresses? And honestly, like, we wouldn't have the business that we have today if it wasn't for that. Like, we always gathered an email list from the people that we did education with.
Yep.
Like, we had something like MailChimp or ConvertKit or whatever it is to just gather people's details, so that whenever we were doing something, we had the pool of like warm leads there. So imagine you took even like 10% of this. So you had 6,000 people in a list. That you can do business on that list forever.
Yeah.
Like, we only have 1,000 people on our list. Just over 1,000. It's not like tons of people. But like Seth Godin says, like, you only need 1,000 true fans, right? It's like 1,000 true fans and you have thriving business forevermore.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think people are out here playing the wrong game. Like, they're looking for the virality and stuff, but it's like, how do we go deep? Because that's going broad and wide and like high, but like, who are we going like deeper with? And that's pretty cool. And that's on YouTube. That's where they'll get to know you. So IG and TikTok will kind of filter into YouTube, and then you have the standing assets below it, like the content ecosystem that we've been kind of showing you guys, where people land on your page and people are very easily able to kind of navigate like how to get to know you, what you're about, what you offer, and we'll work on what you offer. That will always tweak and change, and then you'll have a kind of like results thing. Like, this is what I did for me, this is what I did for other people, and this is how I do it. So the product side of things kind of goes to like an email list is your product. If all of these things can kind of filter into that, how to get that, give stuff out for free that you don't put on YouTube. You just like give shit away.
Yeah.
And good stuff too, like as much good stuff as you can, like just give it away for free. You know, I think that would work really well. Even if it's like, I'm going to do a Zoom call, free Zoom call. I'm going to show you how I edit my videos. Like, I'm going to show you how I edit this style of video. It could be something that you did a year ago that worked, that went viral. I'll show you exactly how I edited it. Like, it doesn't have as much relevance to today. But the point of the activity is that 50 people could show up. And then of those 50 people, you now have all their email addresses. You know, like we did what was it? January Jumpstart, 97 people registered. It's like, that's a great number of people to show interest in an event. It's like, okay, cool. And if we dial the message right, we can have 97 people. You know, 10% conversion, 9 people join, 10 people join.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
True.
It's a good day, you know? So
Good day in our world.
another version of a product as well is kind of like, is a model, right? So we have the unlimited model. There's also going to be like a thing called a triangle model that we'll work on with you guys. That's the next stage of Pro, where we start to look at product program. Because like you could also look at product as like, what's your program? What's your like mechanism of delivery? And we'll get clear on that over time as you develop like the feeling of what it is that you actually want.
I think just to touch base on the previous slide, I reckon that should be a big focus over the next coming months, is how can you convert as many of those 60-something thousand people into your more of a YouTube and email audience, because that's where the big power is going to lay, in the long form and the email, especially in the email, because those two tie really nicely together, because the email can send it back to the YouTube, and then all of a sudden you can start to sell from the email list.
Do you think should I be starting a brand new email list
For barbers, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have your email list now for clients?
for clients?
Yeah. New one now.
A new one
for
right, okay.
this
For barbers, yeah.
this business. Yeah.
And how do I actually go about collecting their emails? And like, say if I was to give away something for free,
Yep.
in return to get their email,
Yeah.
what way is that? Like, how do you set that up? So, say I give them the free thing, their email automatically was under my list. How does that work?
Yeah. What are you using at the minute for email?
So
Your
you're using that MailChimp, but
Oh, yeah.
it's going to change over to that one.
kit.
What are
Yeah.
you using now?
Yeah, you can, there's like different forms you can create, and people just put their email in.
It just automatically goes in.
When they submit it, it takes them to like the landing page that you can create landing pages on there as well.
Right.
And the landing page could be simple. It could just be like, here's my formula to create the video or whatever. Or it could be a landing page to a video, like an unlisted YouTube video. And the cool thing about sending people to an unlisted YouTube video is that they see your channel when you do that, and then they're likely to subscribe when they're there.
Right.
But they have access to the unlisted one. So you don't have to go and make a landing page. You just say, I'll give you access to this video. Takes them to your YouTube, and they follow you on YouTube. And then they see all your other stuff. And they say, oh, this is cool. I never saw Finty's story before. Let me see his story. Then they're spending more time with you. So the more time that they're spending with you, the more likely it is that they're actually going to like buy from you in the future, because you're just building more and more proof, and you've brought them into your world, right? Like all of it really is an attempt to just bring people into your world. So like what we're trying to do here, ultimately this whole thing is just, how do we create your world? Like, what does Finty's world look like? Like, and if your life is your business and your business is your life, then we need to create a world around that where everything is all encompassing. You don't have business here and life here, cutting hair here, and like what I like to do on the weekends here. It all works together in your world. And then, your world becomes a bit of a lighthouse. And then you just say, hey, you want to come into my world and like do shit the way I do it. And then like it's such a light business model because you're not having to like pull rabbits out of hats and do things you don't want to do. And like I'd be really struggling in the barbershop right now with like all the burst fades and this and that. I'd be struggling. Like I wouldn't be enjoying it, you know. Like I enjoyed doing what I liked doing in the barbershop. I think as a barber, even I created a good world for myself, with my clients. The opportunity you have here, man, with that kind of an audience, like huge. If I had that kind of an audience, like because I've got this similar audience to you on IG, but if I had the audience for TikTok like that, I mean, wow, that's fucking just hard.
It's such a fucking weird platform, but
Yeah,
because now even if you post stuff, it doesn't get the same reach as what it used to. Like
All changes, doesn't it?
all changes. So it's not really about how many followers you have. It doesn't really make that much of an impact on where it actually goes.
See now what you've got. I was going to ask you which one's the most active. You'd say IG is more and more of an active audience than TikTok. You'd more responsive, would you say?
I think so. I think Instagram seems a bit more personal.
Do you find you're having more communication with people? Oh, okay, cool, yeah. So, but imagine.
But then again, it's maybe because I'm putting more effort on that than maybe you can get on the TikTok.
But now imagine when your TikTok did blow up and you had this going on in the background, we wouldn't be having this conversation because you'd be like, I got 44,000 fucking emails off the back of it. Do you know what I mean? We wouldn't be able. So now if it happens again, which it very much likely could, you could double your TikTok following very easily, I'd say, because it's that kind of platform. This time it's a different story because you got this or IG. It's a different story next time because you got this in the background, which is cool because once it's new and fresh and you're popping off and it's active, that's the time to double down on it. But once it goes cold like that, it's hard to reactivate it, you know? So,
and the cool thing is you can just reactivate it and do stuff like this any day now. The cool one the other day, it's like revenue per follower. Like what's your revenue per follower? And like that's pretty cool. Like how much are they paying you on average per month? And like you got $1 per follower per month.
Be alright, wouldn't it?
Decently alright, yeah. Even 50 cent a follower would be good, wouldn't it? Like between both platforms. So